Hello and welcome to the League of Legends Jungle Guide for Noobs, brought to you by NightmareTaco. Jungling is an activity that only a limited number of champions can perform. If you are not level 30 yet, jungling can be a difficult task, but definitely not an impossible one. A good team should consist of a tank, an attack damage carry, an ability power carry, a support, and a jungler. If you are the jungler, your job is to kill neutral monsters in the jungle. By doing this, either the top or bottom lanes will be solo, allowing that solo champion to gain more experience and gold. Jungler will also be receiving more experience and gold, since by soloing, you will always get the last hits on creeps, and thus leveling up faster. You can't forget about your team though. When you can, you should attempt to gank the enemy opposition. If an enemy is close to one of your towers, and especially if he is solo, ganking might be a good idea. Don't bother if they are close to their own turret, and don't even try to gank until you are at least level 4, unless you are sure you can get them. Don't miss an opportunity to gank though, because dead enemy champions are better than just dead creeps. If a ping goes off, pay attention to it. If a lane is missing a champion on either side, you might be needed to help push or defend. Remember, the main goal is to help your team. If your jungling is hindering the team, then it's not worth it. Some teams will not want you to jungle at all. That's fine. Just try to work with your team. You might still have your Smite Summoner spell, a spell that should only be used for jungling, but if you target the bigger enemy champions, it can still be a valuable spell, and aid in pushing the lane. Okay, first things first. Preparation. For summoner spells, you need Smite. Junglers do not jungle without it. It speeds up the jungling process immensely. The other spell can be whatever you want, though I recommend either Ghost or Flash if you have it. Heal will give you some extra survivability, but I don't really recommend it except maybe for tanks. If you are not level 30, then you will not have access to many runes or mastery points. The limited number of runes and points you do have should be used to its best ability though. For mastery points, there are only 2 abilities that are crucial for jungling. Put 4 points into the utility tree so that you can grab awareness. Awareness will increase the experience you gain, which can mean fighting a difficult creep at level 4 instead of level 3. To initially put the points into the utility tree, Good Hands is point for point better than Perseverance, and Haste will help you if you choose Ghost as your secondary summoner spell. Utility Mastery is also helpful to extend your jungle buffs that you will receive. Then all you need to put is 1 point into a plentiful bounty in the attack tree. This will shorten the cooldown on Smite and give you a little extra gold. The rest of your points should be spent on whatever will help your champion otherwise. If you can afford runes, start with flat HP quints to give your champion more HP at the start of the battle. This will help you live longer and jungle faster. Next, grab dodge or flat armor seals. Dodge is usually the best one, but it depends on your champion. Then get armor penetration marks, or else magic penetration marks if you choose a mage champion. If you have lots of IP left over for some reason, then you can get glyphs of whatever will benefit your champion, such as attack speed for Warwick or Nocturne. You won't be able to buy the best runes because of your level, but you can always collect lesser runes for now and combine them later. Now the fun part, champion selection. Warwick is by far the easiest champion to jungle with without needing a lot of runes or mastery points, so I recommend starting with him. There are several champions that don't require a high level to use. A good rule of thumb is to select any champion that can heal himself without potions or the heal summoner spell. Nunu is also pretty incredible. Other good choices are Fiddlesticks, Nocturne, Master Yi, Alistar, Olaf, Cho'Gath, Xin, Zhao, or Tryndamere. There are other champions that are considered excellent junglers, but they need runes and mastery points to really perform at their best. Without them, jungling becomes much more dangerous, as well as a slower process. Once you have some runes and mastery points, Udyr, Amumu, Lee Sin, Durandal, Shaco, and Shen are all excellent junglers. There are other champions capable of jungling, but they might take a bit more skill to use, or ultimately will take longer in the jungle. Now that you have everything set up, you can start a game. Preferably a custom game to practice your jungling path. I'm going to be talking as if you were starting on the blue team. If you're on the purple team, everything is simply reversed. First to note, one of the best things about the jungle are the 2 creeps that will give your champion a special aura. The Ancient Golem in the top left will give you the blue buff, which gives you some cooldown reduction and increases your mana regeneration. The Lizard will grant you the red buff, which will cause damage over time and a slow effect to enemies that you attack. Before you begin, the best items to take are cloth armor and 5 health potions. If you're confident in your ability, you can take the Vampiric Scepter if you have a melee champion. The most effective route is to usually start the Ancient Golem in the top right, but since you don't have runes or masteries, it's next to impossible to start there. Instead, you have two options. The safe but effective way is to start with the two golems in the lower right. Smite one of them and beat them down one at a time until they're dead, using a health potion if necessary. Now move on to the wraiths. Start with the toughest one in the back, then pick off the little guys. Move on to the wolves on the other side. These are the easiest creeps to kill, so don't waste your smite on them. After they're dead, move on to the Ancient Golem. Remember, don't push it. If you're near death, stop jungling and head back to base. After killing the Ancient Golem, the two little golems should have respawned. Go murder them. Save your smite. Now you should be level 4. Kill the banshees, continuing to save your smite. Now move to the lizard and get your red buff, starting by casting smite on the big dude, and once he's dead, attack both little lizards to make use of the red buff. Now you should be nearly level 5. Quickly run over and tear apart the wolves, then teleport back to your base. If you're using Warwick, purchase Madred's Razors. This will give you some excellent lifesteal, and later you can use it to build up to Wriggle's Lantern, an excellent item for junglers, as it lets you drop a free sight ward every 3 minutes. Also make sure you purchase Boots of Speed. You should have just enough time left on the red buff to gank someone, so get to it. If no one seems available to be ganked, you can finish off the creeps that have respawned to get to level 6. Level 6, it's time to help out your team and push the lanes. Stop jungling. Often jungle guides end with you killing the dragon, but without runes or mastery points this can be difficult, so wait until you are level 7 or 8, then murder the dragon. Buffs will help. Killing the dragon will give your whole team golden experience points, so your team will be thankful. This path might prove difficult for some champions like Nocturne or Chinmere. In that case, start by smiting either the banshees or the two golems, then move across the map to kill the wolves. Swing back and kill either banshees or golems, then return to base to heal and buy more potions. One of the creeps on the bottom left side of the map should be back now, so go back there and kill them with smite. Kill the wolves again. Now you should be level 4, and with smite, you'll have a better chance of taking on the Ancient Golem. As an aside, when choosing which abilities to level up, ignore anti-champion abilities like Blood Sin until you are at least level 7. They will not help you during your jungling phase. When you are level 6, you'll still want to get your ultimate, of course. Note that jungling is less common before level 30. Because of this, you might not be able to concentrate only on jungling. The champ that is on the top or bottom that is now solo because of your jungling, if he does not play defensively, he might get pushed back a lot, so be sure to take a break from jungling if your team needs it. Sometimes jungling might just turn into a side activity. Even if your champion is not typically a jungler, if you have a good AoE spell, you can always destroy some creeps while running through the jungle, and stealing enemy buffs is always a good idea. If you do get to jungle, remember to buy sight wards so no one sneaks up on you. You should be the ganker, not them. I hope this guide aids you in your trek up to level 30, and have fun jungling.